This is hardcore Minecraft, but I'm trapped in a 5x5 area. That is, until the world starts expanding. Every day, the border will expand by just a few blocks at a time, giving us access to a slowly growing amount of new resources and new discoveries. Will we be able to survive long enough to make it to the end and beat the game? Subscribe to follow along and find out. This is episode 4 of Hardcore Expanding Minecraft. Alright guys, what is going on? Welcome back to another episode in our expanding hardcore world. Things have been going great. The world is growing. We are getting better and better situated. And although everything seems to be going pretty good in our world, there's just one problem. I'm getting pretty lonely. So today is the day that we fix that. We are going to finally get villagers in our world. And no, you do not count. As you can see here, in the last episode we were able to trap one zombie villager. The only issue is that, although we did make it to the nether last episode, there is no fortress, and I didn't realize that the world would be so limited there as well. So because of that, we have no way of getting blaze rods, meaning we cannot make potions to cure these guys. So we're gonna have to resort to something a little bit more creative. We are gonna have to wait until we can get a witch to fall down our little trap here. We need to lure him out, get him in a boat, and then trick him into throwing weakness potions on our zombie villagers. From there, it's simply a matter of feeding them a golden apple, and voila, we have villagers. So I guess the first thing that we need to start off doing is waiting for more zombie villagers to show up, as well as hopefully a witch. But before we start clearing out those mobs, I think we're gonna go to bed. My mother always told me, get a good night's rest before you kill a bunch of mobs. All right, we've pretty much built a music disc machine here. We got 2 more. And while we wait for a zombie villager and a witch to spawn, we are gonna grow some trees and collect wood. Because of course, once we get our villagers, they're gonna need somewhere to breed. And then after we breed them, we're gonna need to set up an outpost for them to trade in. And that's gonna require a little bit of wood. All right, we didn't even have to wait that long. And we've got our second zombie villager. So it's time to lure this guy out. Oh, almost killed him. That would have been very sad. And get him into the pit with his friend. All right, if you would follow me right this way.
A great success!
All right, and that was pretty easy. We now have 2 zombie villagers. The one issue is this guy might despawn. I think this one hasn't despawned yet because he's got something in his hand. So maybe if I just throw some stuff down there, he'll pick something up. No, you don't want the dirt. Maybe what we'll actually do is get both of these guys in boats so that they can't go anywhere, and I can move them somewhere else later if needed. All right, I have 2 boats. Let's see how easy this is. Okay, that's one. Oh, never mind. They both got in the same boat. I actually don't know if that's a good thing. Yeah, let's break it and get them into separate boats if we can. No! All right, 1 in 1 boat. So let's paddle him away a little bit. I can't tell if he's still under that. We're gonna move him in a minute. Okay, now they're in separate boats. The last thing I want is to have another accident like we did last episode. Oh.
Mission failed. We'll get him next time.
So I'm gonna paddle this guy over here where he's for sure gonna be out of the sun. All right, perfect. Now let's just go to sleep and then see if we can get a witch tomorrow. All right, you guys are fine, yeah?
Bruh.
How are you sitting like that? All right, while we wait, let's go see how far the world has expanded. All right, we're maybe halfway across the river. Let's check out what's over here. Oh, we almost have pigs and chickens. Come on. Yes, we have lured a pig in, our first pig. Oh, and hello chickens. How are you doing? All right, this is great. Let's see if we can get one more. It looks like we already have one that's wandered in, so let's take these 2 guys back into our base. This way, perfect. Don't mind those guys. Okay, now kiss. All right. Okay, did this one have a child while I was gone? All right, and to keep these little guys inside, we are going to swap these out for some more glass. And while we wait for our witch to come, I think now's as good a time as any to build gates on each side of our little compound here so that we can get in and out easier. All right, I'd say that's looking pretty cool for a town gate. Okay, yes, we have our witch, finally. So the first thing we got to do is get him into a boat. Also, as a precaution, we're going to grab some milk. Okay, we've got our milk and we've got our boat. I think we're ready. Let's bring him down. No, get in the boat. No, get down from there. Come on, get in the boat. Yes. Oh, quit throwing him at me. You're far away. He is now in the boat, and he thinks that he can throw it way further than he can. Now we just need to get him to hit these two guys. From what I know, you have to be pretty close for them to actually throw a weakness potion. So we're just going to run over there. We've got milk. We're just going to go in and out until he hits us with a weakness potion. That's poison. All right, let's heal up and try it again. But first we're going to go to sleep because we do not want any other mobs interfering with us while we try this. All right, round 2. Oh. All right, doing this in hardcore mode makes it way more stressful. But I've built a little wall between him and us. That way I don't have to run away every single time I want to heal. I can just add a dirt block back, and then he can't see us anymore, so he won't throw any potions. Sir, I'm right. Oh. All right, come on. I just need a weakness potion. Okay, I'm going to make another bucket so we can have more milk. Oh, those are all poison.
3 hours later.
That's weakness. No, it didn't hit either of the zombies. Why? All right, maybe that's close enough.
1 eternity later.
Okay, that should be weakness. Why is it not? Oh, it is hitting him. Yes, we got one. Hallelujah. Okay, that's one down. We can move him out of the way. All right, now I think we have him far enough away that he's not going to get hurt by any of the potions from the witch if he's healed. And we can move this guy in a little bit closer so that he's more likely to get hit. All right. We got our first villager. That took way too long. And now we just need to get him a buddy, and then, hey, we're going to have unlimited villagers. All right, we got weakness again. And yes, it's on him. All right, we've done it. That is 2 villagers now once this guy heals. Now we never have to do that again. Hallelujah, because that was a pain in the... And it took so much longer than I thought it would. All right, we're just going to leave that witch there for now. But in order to breed them, we need a building, which I think this corner looks like the perfect place to set up a villager breeding room. How did you get up there? What? He just dodged that like the Matrix. All right, let's get building. All right, the outside is now complete. So I went with the slanted roof style, just goes one slope. Can't decide if I like it or not, especially with this little entrance way that I made. It just makes those stick out a lot to me. But I think it looks pretty good all around besides that, especially from this angle. And it gives us plenty of room on the inside to add a ton of beds so that we can start breeding all of the villagers. So let's get this inside decorated and then we can start building our own village. All right, and just like that, our villager breeding house is done. Gates, of course, so they can't escape. Yeah, that sounds pretty cruel. We've got just 3 beds for now. That's all that we can make with the wool that we had. But they got bookshelves for nice reading. They got storage. And they can hang out in here until they make me as many baby villagers as I need. But overall, I think it looks pretty good on the inside, especially considering this is simply for getting more villagers. But it's fun to have all the builds look good. All right, time to finally go grab them and introduce them to their new home. Let's paddle them over there. The long trek. Yeah, our villager seems to be having fun at least. I'm going to get them as close as possible because I do not want to mess this up. It took me way too long to cure these villagers, so I cannot afford to have them wandering off and dying. In fact, I'm going to make sure they go in here. Okay, and yes, they are in their new home. Look how cozy they look. Care if I stare at you while you sleep? Now it is time to make them some food. Oh, they're already getting acquainted. This should help. Now, do your thing. Oh, I think I see his arm. Hey, yes, we have our first breeded villager. Bred villager? Breeded villager? Whatever. That is perfect. Now we can start building our own little army. Also, I'm just realizing since I put barrels in here, this guy thinks he's a fisherman. So we're going to take these out because I don't want any of them becoming fishermen. All right, now he's back to normal. I want to turn one of them into a Fletcher right now so that I can get emerald rich for just sticks. And then I want to turn the other one into a librarian so that I can get mending. Then I'll feel a lot better about using my diamond equipment and not have to worry about it breaking. And sorry about breaking more of your decorations, but I need a lectern and that requires a bookshelf. All right, one of you, yes. No. All right, one of you become a Fletcher. Perfect, we've got the sticks for emerald trade, so let's go ahead and make that. You, come over here. Okay, now we've essentially trapped this guy because we have to place this lectern. No? You don't want to become librarian? Yeah, I get it, neither would I. All right, now we have one more villager. Okay, so I just spent a long time trying to figure out why this stupid villager would not take the job as the librarian. And honestly, I didn't know this was a thing, but I guess if villagers are wearing a green top, they're considered a nitwit, and they won't take a profession. So this one is pretty much useless except for to breed, which I'm not complaining about, but that means we're just gonna have to wait for one of these to grow up before we can get our mending book. So while we wait for the baby villagers to grow up, we're gonna keep building more of these gates on our wall. All right, that's another gate down. Let's go add a third. All right, third gate done. They've both grown up. Awesome. Now we can finally get our mending book. So let's trap one of these guys in a boat. Now, essentially, we toss the lectern down. He gets the job. We see what book he has, and since it's not mending, I go out, break the lectern. He loses the job, replace the lectern, and Feather Falling 4, which is actually not that bad of an enchantment, but I really want mending first. So now we just repeat the process. Okay, I know I said I was waiting for mending, but we got a protection 4 trade, which I think it's pretty rare for these guys to carry this book. So I'm going to trade just so we have access to that later. And I'm going to go to my other villager and start working on him to try and get mending. All right, after I don't even know how many attempts, we finally got our mending book. So let's trade for this bookshelf. We just need a few more emeralds and we can get it. So let's see if we can trade with our Fletcher again. All right, we finally got our first mending book. We're going to go toss it on this diamond pickaxe if we have enough iron to make an anvil, and then get it all healed back up. All right, we now have our anvil, diamond pick, and mending. All right, let's head over to the mob spawner and get it fixed up. Of course, right when I need it to, the mob spawner is going super slow. So it might be a while before I can heal up this pickaxe. But in the meantime, I'm sure the world's expanded quite a bit since we've spent a lot of time doing all this stuff with the villagers. So let's go check it out. All right, we have a pretty good sized chunk of the river now. It's almost stretching over to the other side over there. So we almost have new lands to explore. Yes, we have a sheep. Woo! All right, we've got to get him back. There's another one over there. I'm going to go grab some wheat, see if we can lure him back in. All right, where'd you go? Okay, there he is. We've got this one following us, but we need that other sheep to come over here as well. It would be so nice to be able to breed the sheep. Oh yeah, walk closer. Look what I've got, a tasty, weedy treat. Yes, yes, yes. No, turn around. Come on, you're so close. Yes, yes, yes. Yes, come on in. Join us. All right. We have 2 sheep now. We can start breeding sheep, and that's going to make getting more beds for more villagers so much easier. Come on, let's go back to the house. All right. It only took us 68 in-game days to finally get 2 sheep. I'm going to grab some fences and build a pen for them next to the pigs. All right. We got our 2 sheep, and let's breed one already. You know what that means. Let's make some shears. All right, we've now added another bed to the collection, so hopefully these guys start making a few more villagers. Also, I'm now going to go ahead and commit to making a few more diamond tools. Since I have access to mending, I'm not really afraid of breaking them anymore, which is the reason why I'm normally so non-committal with my diamonds. And we'll go ahead and save the rest for when I can make some more armor. All right, now it's just a matter of making more beds and giving more food to these villagers until we can get as many as we need to fill up our villager trading hall. So this little section here is going to be where we plant our potatoes and melons and probably some more wheat. We just need more food to give to these villagers so that they can breed. All right, I think that's going to do for our little terraced garden. We've got potatoes growing down here. We've got melons growing up here. It's going to take a while to finally fill this all up. A little bit more wheat and then a little bit more carrots as well. So there should be plenty to feed the villagers. All right, we've got some more food. We've got more wool for beds. So let's make some more villagers. All right, we've got enough beds for 13 villagers now. And there's still plenty of room to add more beds. So we can pretty much breed our own town. I would love for a wandering trader to come through here with spruce saplings. That is definitely one of my favorite woods to build with. And from what I can see, we don't really have any around us. So that might be the only... Oh, wait, it's right over there.
You stupid.
Never mind, I lied. We can actually already get to it. Geez, it's been a while since I've wandered around the edge of the border. Let's grab some and get some saplings. Progress seems to be going well in here. We have 3 more little baby villagers. Oh, never mind, 4. This one's just antisocial. All right, they just keep multiplying. But I need you, because it's time to trade some sticks for some emeralds. All right, we got a few emeralds from that. I think I'm going to make one more at Fletcher's table so that we can have that trade with one other villager. Then it'll speed up the process of us getting more and more emeralds and getting absolutely filthy rich, which is pretty much the whole goal of Minecraft, right? Abuse villagers to get filthy rich. We're going to go cut down a bunch of the spruce trees. We brought our bone meal with us. Now, I don't like whatever that dirt stuff is that happens when you plant 4 of these next to each other. So that's why I'm going to go all the way out here to grow it so that I don't have to see it in my base ever. All right, it's mega tree time. Yeah, this is the stuff I'm talking about. I don't really remember what it's called. And I don't have a silk touch pickaxe, so I can't tell you what it's called right now anyways. But I do not like how it looks, and I don't want it in the base. So this is where we're going to be growing our spruce trees. All right, so from one tree, we get pretty much a stack and a half of wood, which is a ton. This is going to make it way easier to get emeralds since we can get so many sticks in such a quick amount of time doing this. All right, and just like that, we have over 6 stacks of wood, and it really didn't take that long. All right, it's getting a little crowded in here, so I think it's time we build our villager trading hall and start moving the ones that we want into it, where they're going to live eternally in a little 1x1 block area. Yes, that is going to be your existence. Where do we want to put this villager trading hall? You know, maybe I'm just going to do it underground, coming off this side of the building. I think that would make for probably the easiest way to get the villagers down there. We can just toss them in a minecart, push them down, get them to their station, and then leave them there for eternity. But I think if we just go down here, we can make it pretty easy. So we've mined down about 10 blocks, and now we're going to mine out the trading hall. All right, I think that's going to be big enough. Let's lay out kind of the skeleton frame of the design that I'm thinking so we can get a better feel of what we're working with. All right, so here's what I'm thinking. Each one of these slots is for a villager. There's 8 on each side, so we can fit 16 villagers in here, which should be enough at least to get all of the enchanting books that we want. But how it's going to work is we're going to bring the villagers one by one down on a minecart. They will come behind here where we're going to put a piston that will lift them up and have them trapped right here with their job block just right there in front of them. Then we're also going to leave room behind that we can bring a zombie in eventually if we want. Because in case you didn't know, if you let a zombie attack a villager and turn it into a zombie villager and then cure him, kind of like we did it originally to get the villagers, then their prices go down. And if you do it enough, then everything goes down to costing just 1 emerald. And the Fletchers, we can even get all the way down to where they will trade 1 emerald for us giving them just a single stick, which allows us to just get a ludicrous amount of emeralds. But that's going to have to wait for the future because I'm not bringing a witch down here and we don't have access to blaze rods yet. So that might come in a later date, but we'll at least have the option to do it built in to this area. So let's keep building it out, making it look a little bit better, and then we'll start bringing the villagers in. All right, pretty much everything is built with the villager trading hall. The last thing I need to do is go back into the nether and get some quartz so that I can make some redstone repeaters. All right, it looks like the border has expanded a little bit since the last time we were down here, but you can see it in the distance there. We still don't have a ton of area to explore. So whatever quartz we get, we're gonna have to get from right around here. All right, we grabbed 34. That should be plenty for now. All right, so my smooth brain thought that you needed quartz for a redstone repeater, but you actually need it for a redstone comparator. So I pretty much made that trip to the nether for nothing. Let's finish building this out and just forget I did that. That wraps up all of the building. We did only set up 5 full stations for now. You can tell that these ones are empty because I don't want to use all my iron to make pistons, but these ones work great. So essentially we get the villager down here. He stands on there. We put his job block in front of him. Once he's on there, we raise him up And then he's stuck there. Then once we fill up this whole side, we can eventually bring a zombie down, let him just wander in this little area back behind here, lower the villager. Because of the trapdoor, he can't wander back in, he's too tall. And the zombie just attacks him until he turns into a zombie villager. We raise him back up, heal him, and voila, cheaper prices. So let's go bring our first victim down. I mean villager. All right, get in the cart. All right, we've got one into the cart now. It's time for you to go for a ride. Now we need to figure out what trade we want from him. I've got a list with things like efficiency 5, unbreaking 3, some of the bigger ones. So we're going to keep placing this down, let him become a librarian until we get one of the ones that we want. Power 4 is actually pretty good, but I've got time, so we're going to try to get power 5 if we can, or one of the other ones on the list. All right, we got the first one on our list. It is fortune 3. So we need to get some papers so that we can lock this trade in. And lock the trade in. Perfect. Now we have fortune 3. Next is to get him into his spot. So we're going to break his lectern. He still has to trade. We put his lectern down. And now that we've pushed him into his little spot, trap him in, break the minecart, and flip this. All right, now he's stuck in there. So he can't get out. Even if we lower this, he's still stuck because his little hat keeps him in there. See? Totally trapped. Now we simply toss a sign above him, and we know what he has to offer. So, time to go grab the second villager. Okay, guys, Future Skelly here. It ended up taking about 2 hours for me to repeat this process of bringing the villagers down and getting the trades that I wanted. But I didn't want to bore you by making you watch all of that, so I'm just skipping it all for you instead. You're welcome. Okay, we finally have our core enchantments. Now, there's only one thing left to do. Is throw some of these on our equipment. Sadly, that's all I have the emeralds for right now, but we were able to add mending to everything. And on the pickaxe, we got unbreaking 3, fortune 3, efficiency 5. So mining is going to be sweet from now on since we get way more materials and it's way quicker. The shovel, we added unbreaking to and mending. Same with the axe. Sword, it's just going to have to stick with mending for now. But as we go along, we're going to keep trading sticks for more emeralds, get more of those enchanting books, and keep upgrading everything. But I think that wraps up the episode for today. Everybody, thank you so much for watching. It was a pretty tedious episode. It took quite a bit of time to finally be able to do what we wanted to do. So if you could, please subscribe and smash that like button. It helps me out so much. Also, go ahead and ring that bell notification so you know the next time I upload. But thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you on the next one.